All right. Good evening. Am I on? Yes. Good evening, and thank you for attending the second public hearing to provide input on the superintendent's recommendation for FY 2027 operating and capital budgets. This evening is designed so that the board can obtain public input on the budget as opposed to the back and forth discussion. Board members will utilize what they hear tonight to help them formulate questions for staff during our January 20th workshop and craft amendments for our February 18th board meeting. This public hearing is being broadcasted live on AACPS TV, which can be found on Channel 96 on Comcast and Astound, and Channel 36 on Verizon. High definition broadcasts can be seen on Channel 996 on Comcast, Channel 496 on Astound, and Channel 2136 on Verizon. This meeting can also be viewed live on AACPS YouTube channel or at www.aacps.org/YouTube. I will call speakers in the order that they have signed up. If a speaker is unavailable at the time that I announce their name, I will move them to the bottom of the list and call them at the end of the hearing. Each speaker is allotted 2 minutes. You may not allot your time to others. The yellow light below before me will shine when you have 30 seconds left. The red light will shine when you hear a tone, which means your time has expired. For virtual comments, Ms. Howell will indicate when your time has expired. If you are unable to deliver your full 2 minutes to the board, you may email your comments to the boardoffice at aacps.org. Again, thank you for joining us, and we will start this afternoon with our virtual speakers. Ms. Howell. They're ready. First one up is Maisie Howard.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Good evening, President Dent and Vice President Pulliam. Looks like she is not there, and Board of Education members. My name is Maisie Howard, and I'm a resident and a parent of students in District 7. Last election, I campaigned for the Board of Education. To insert the Southern Cluster schools into the election discussion and to use this campaign to spotlight the needs here in the Southern Cluster that we have, especially Southern High School and Southern Middle School. This was not new. For 10 years, parents here and families here and former students have been asking for the same things. We've been asking for attention to our aging facilities, roofs, parking lots, traffic flows, ingress and egress, and the impact that having under-resourced facilities has on the mental well-being of our teachers, students, and staff. Without question, this creates inequity because of not having adequate facilities. I continue to advocate for investments in our school buildings, and I see that the superintendent has brought forward a recommendation which includes a systemic renovation to Southern High School and a planned future renovation to Southern Middle School. I ask that you track this line item, that you ensure that the money finally comes to help the schools here in the Southern Cluster, the Southern Feeder Cluster, most especially Southern High School and Southern Middle School. Thank you for your service and your commitment to our students here in the Southern Cluster, to our students at Southern High School and Southern Middle School.
Please conclude.
Thank you.
All right. Before we go any further, Mrs. Pulliam tonight is under the weather. She is listening to us, and she is observing the meeting, so she is taking copious notes. But in the interest of everything that's going on with colds and everything else, we thought it would be best if she just rested this afternoon. So thank you all for understanding. Next up is Ms. Elizabeth Saperstein.
Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Bedell. My name is Elizabeth Saperstein, and I'm a school social worker at Meade High School. I'm speaking tonight to again stress the importance of pay equity for school social workers and to ask that it be included in fiscal year 26-27 budget, aligned with our school psychologists and pupil personnel workers, as surrounding counties already do. AECPS has stated that mental health is a priority and that we are committed to equity. However, your actions say differently. We cannot fully live those values without recognizing and fairly compensating the licensed professionals who carry so much of this work. In most schools, the school social worker is the only licensed clinical mental health professional employed by Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Social workers make up the majority of the mental health professionals in the field. Yet our pay does not reflect our licensure, responsibility, or expertise. Contracted school-based therapy, while valuable, is limited. Many providers practice under lower licensure, only accept medical assistants, cannot serve our undocumented and uninsured students or those with private insurance, and have long wait lists. When those barriers exist, our students still need support. And it is the school social worker who steps up. Every day, we assess risk, respond to crisis, coordinate services, support families, collaborate with teams, and provide ongoing therapeutic support. We help students belong, grow, and succeed academically, socially, and emotionally. We love this work and we believe deeply in our students, but without pay equity, AECPS risks losing highly skilled clinicians, along with the relationships and expertise that is not easily replaced. I respectfully ask that you show action, align our compensation with the work we do, our licensures that we hold,
Please
and the
conclude.
responsibility we carry. Include social workers' pay equity in the 26-27 budget is not only fair.
Thank
it's
you.
an
Your time
investment
has
in
expired.
Students, safety.
Next up is Kristen Caminetti.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, members of the board and Superintendent Bedell. I'm here tonight to speak regarding the fiscal year 2027 capital budget recommendation. In a recent interview, Dr. Bedell noted that the state's midstream change to funding rules for the Old Mill cluster felt like the road got pulled out from under you. It is indeed frustrating that the county must now shoulder a significantly heavier burden for the Old Mill complex project because the state shifted the goalposts. However, while you may have inherited the Old Mill situation, you cannot use the same excuse moving forward. You now know exactly how the Interagency Commission on School Construction operates. They prioritize utilization and efficiency. Yet despite this game changer in funding, this board recently passed a redistricting plan that completely ignores the hundreds of vacant seats at the middle and high school level in the southern part of the county. Instead, you move children out of their communities to
The FY 2027 budget. If we're going to talk about anything else, there's a time frame to do that. At our next meeting, which is on the 14th, you can speak about non-agenda items. You can sign up for that. Mr. Mosier sends that out on the Friday prior to the meeting. You're welcome to sign up. Tonight is about the budget. Please refrain from talking about anything else. And as I stated before, I will discontinue the conversation. Next up is Richard Riley.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Bedell, and staff. My name is Dr. Richard Riley, and I serve as chair of the Anne Arundel County Special Education Citizens Advisory Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. First, I wanted to begin with sincere appreciation. The investments this board made in special education last year were meaningful. They are already having a positive impact on students, educators, and families across the district. That commitment did not go unnoticed, and it matters. As we look ahead to the coming year, continued and strengthened funding for special education is not optional, it's essential. The needs of our students have not plateaued, In many cases, they are increasing in complexity. In Anne Arundel County Public Schools, roughly 1 in 7 students receive special education services, underscoring that this is not a niche issue, but a core responsibility of our district. Staffing shortages, growing caseloads, and rising service demands place real pressure on teachers, therapists, and support staff who are already giving their best every day. Critically needed funding includes maintaining appropriate staffing ratios, supporting specialized instruction and related services, and ensuring compliance with students' IEPs, not just on paper, but in practice. These are foundational responsibilities, and when they are under-resourced, the strain is felt by students first. Additional investments such as professional development, retention incentives for special education staff, and expanded mental health and behavioral supports can significantly improve outcomes. These supports don't just help special education students, they strengthen classrooms and school culture district-wide. Most importantly, special education funding is not an expense. It's an investment in equity, an investment in dignity, and an investment in students who, with the right supports, can and do thrive. I want to thank this board again for your leadership and for recognizing the value of these programs. I respectfully urge you to continue that commitment in the year ahead. Our students are worth it, our educators deserve it, and our community is stronger because of it. Thank you so much for your time and continued support.
Thank you. That concludes the virtual speakers. First up, Ted Hall, Marissa Britton, April Umily. All right, good. Zoe Howes and Madison Sutherland. Go ahead.
Now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good evening, Dr. Bedell and the board. It's good to see you again. I was here last year. I appreciate you listening to me last year and this year again. What I want to say is, teachers at Arlington Echo, go to Arlington Echo and do not get paid for the time that they spend at Arlington Echo. Okay, so we have teachers that go for the day program, and we have teachers that go for the overnight program. It's a mandatory program. It's not chosen. It's not like they say, oh, I want to do this. We tell them they have to do it. They go and they don't get paid. It's not fair. It's not equitable. It's something that I know you heard me, because last time you put it in the budget, but it didn't get funded. If we paid it, the whole thing would be $80,000. But it's something that I think would be fair to teachers and fair to the students. And I just hope we can have that happen. That's it.
Thank you. Marissa?
Good evening. I am speaking as a parent, a community member, and a professional with expertise in designing healthy and sustainable schools. I formally urge you to allocate funding to replace Southern High School with a new facility that meets today's safety, health, and educational standards. My 2 daughters currently attend Lothian in District 7. There's been years of consistent concerns raised by students, parents, and alumni regarding the condition of the high school. I'm deeply troubled by the prospect of potentially sending my children to a building that is structurally outdated, unhealthy, and potentially unsafe. Professionally, my work focuses on designing school environments that support well-being, cognitive performance, and foster a sense of community. From that perspective, Southern High School raises some serious red flags. If comprehensive indoor air quality, HVAC, building material assessments were conducted today, I am concerned the facility would even pass modern day standards. We should not ask students to learn and grow in conditions that may actively undermine their health. Students, educators, staff, and family deserve a school that is safe, clean, healthy, and worthy of this community. I respectfully submit the following issues for your full consideration as evidence that Southern High requires replacement, not cosmetic or just HVAC repair or replacement of HVAC. Gymnasium conditions in this school have persistent foul odors that indicate that there's water intrusion and mold. The school only has 1 gymnasium, which is insufficient for student population and limits physical education extracurricular activities. HVAC systems are outdated. Classrooms are extremely hot, not all windows open. Building components include cabinetry, desks, flooring tile, and windows that show advanced deterioration. There's many bathroom fixtures that do not work and are failing, sinks and toilets that do not reliably function. Thank you for your time, or is that thank you.
That's your time, but you can give to Ms. Howe your paper.
Oh,
Well, you can email it.
I will email it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
April, pronounce your last name.
Omile?
Omile.
Umail's fine.
All right.
Good evening, Madam President. Madam President Dent, Vice President William, esteemed board members, and Dr. Bedell. I speak today as a deeply grateful and appreciative parent, school-based leader, and employee of Anne Arundel County Public Schools. As a parent, resident, and AACPS employee, I'm especially proud of the district's unwavering commitment to student-centered decision-making, ensuring that all AACPS students have meaningful access to opportunities, from high-quality early childhood education to the provision of free AP exams and PSAT administration, and the many opportunities offered to students at every level in between. AACPS is an awesome school system relentlessly striving for every child to belong, grow, and succeed. I value and trust that students will continue to remain at the forefront of all decision-making, as they should be. As an employee, I am sincerely grateful to work in a district where reductions in force are not a reality. Having taught in other school districts and states where that was not the case, I do not take this for granted. Similarly, I am blessed to have comprehensive healthcare coverage included in my compensation package for me and my family. As the principal of Jacobsville Elementary, I'm honored to lead and support an extraordinary 4-star school, and this school has 5-star staff and students, including the blessing of an amazing assistant principal, which I realize is not a reality afforded to every elementary. I am blessed to have reaped a variety of benefits from your leadership over the last 3 years, which include but are not limited to the $1,000 appreciation bonus from December 2022, honoring the 4-day summer work week that conserves energy resources and benefits employee culture and climate, offering opportunities to achieve a national board certification and maintain it at minimal cost to us, providing employees of Unit 2 with opportunities to be home with their families on breaks rather than using annual leave, providing the opportunity for staff to work virtually on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I appreciate and recognize your thoughtful and intentional leadership. In summary, just that you continue to value all that you have already, including cost of living increases, continued healthcare coverage, and the creative solutions you've come up with to honor administrators and school staff.
Zoe?
Good evening, honorable board members. Thank you for this opportunity to speak tonight. I am Zoe Howes, a sophomore at Southern High School, and I am serving as this year's chapter reporter. The Case in Ag Science program has grown this past year because of the line item funding. Thanks to that funding, I have been able to attend the Maryland Farm Bureau Next Gen Conference, chapter officer leadership training, and I am looking forward to the Women in Ag field trip, also the PA Farm Show next week. We were able to get new hydroponic systems through the help of the funding given towards the chapter. These systems allow students to apply science and technology in a controlled real-world environment. Getting the new systems opened up more aquaculture in our classroom. Me and other fellow students are setting up a fish tank in our classroom to watch and see how oysters use larvae to grow and clean the water without a filter. I strongly encourage you to maintain and increase funding for the Case Ag Science program. Expansion of the program would allow us to serve more students currently without access in communities that do not have direct access to farmers and AACO agriculture industries. Providing greater programs equity district-wide. Your continued support will help ensure every student has the chance to thrive. Thank you.
Good evening, President Dent, Superintendent Bedell, and board members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm Madison Sutherland, a junior at Southern High School, and I currently serve as the Southern FFA Sentinel. I'm truly grateful for the Board of Education's prior investment in the Ag Science program at Southern High School. Thanks to that funding, our officer team was able to attend the chapter officer leadership training coordinated by the Maryland FFA State Officer Team. Through your generosity, we had the chance to learn from the state officer team about teamwork, communication, professionalism on social media, and facing our fears. Additionally, through the Ag Science program, I have also gained hands-on experience working with our new hydroponic system through the help of your funding allocated towards our chapter. These systems will allow students to apply science and technology in a controlled real-world environment. To build on this success, I strongly encourage the board to maintain funding for the Ag Science program. Expansions of the program will allow to serve hundreds more students currently without access, particularly in communities with scarce amounts of agriculture education awareness. Your continued support will help ensure every student has a chance to thrive. Thank you.
Hey, Kaban. Dennis Sullivan. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Got Julia Howe. All right.
Good evening, Dr. Bedell and board. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Julia Howes, and I'm here tonight as a parent and a community member. I'm proud of where we live, and I believe the Southern District can continue to grow in a way that is truly equitable for every student in every neighborhood. First, I'm asking for support of the CASE Ag Education Program expansion and continued line item at Southern High School so that students across the county can have equitable access to this incredible opportunity. This program is preparing students for careers in agriculture, environmental science, and skilled industries, fields that are essential to Maryland's future. Right now, access is limited. Expanding CASE isn't just good for Southern students, it's good for the whole county, and it's a smart workforce investment. Second, we need to talk about the condition of Southern High School itself. Southern opened in 1968, and it has no substantial infrastructure upgrades. The current proposal includes $7.5 million in fiscal year 27 for systemic renovations and another $50+ million over the following 2 years. Let me be clear, these improvements are very necessary, but they are not the solution. Investing $65 million into an outdated building is a Band-Aid. We should not be pouring tens of millions into a structure that won't meet modern educational standards. Please work with your county partners, along with the state legislators, and even our federal congressional delegation to ensure Southern becomes an equitable school within the system. Our students deserve what other students already have, a modern, safe, and inspiring learning environment. I would like to thank board member Robert Silkworth, student board member Braden Morgan, and Vice President Dawn Pulliam for recognizing that what District 7 has been saying for years. Southern needs a new school, not a round of renovations. I'm asking you to listen to that consensus and to act on it. We're not asking for special treatment. We're asking for an equitable school. We are asking for investments that match our needs, honor our students, and reflect the values of this county. Thank you for your time.
Got George Cabana.
Jorge.
I said Jorge. You didn't come up, George. Jorge.
Good evening. I'm Jorge Cordova, Vice President of TAC, a union that proudly represents more than 6,000 educators in our county. While there are some that can only come up with concepts of a plan, educators in Anne Arundel County consistently develop actionable plans. Every day, they create successful lesson plans for each activity they engage in with their students. These effective plans yield remarkable results, as evidenced by the increases in scores on state assessments and the growing number of five-star schools. While some believe there is no inflation and that gas prices are under $2, the educators in Anne Arundel County experience inflation firsthand when we buy groceries. The cost of health insurance, car insurance, appliances, coffee, medications, and rent have risen. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reports inflation at 2.6%, noting that this figure may be unreliable due to incomplete data from the government shutdown. In reality, inflation is likely higher than 2.6%, as everyday experience shows. We do not live in the alternative facts world. And experience lost purchasing power every year, every single year, due to COLAs being inferior to inflation. Educators in PG County are getting a COLA of 3.5%. In Montgomery County, they are getting a COLA of 3.25%. People before programs? Really? 2%? Really? The proposed COLA of 2% is below the current rate of inflation. As a result, educators in Anne Arundel County are effectively experiencing a pay cut, despite working harder than ever and achieving the best results in Maryland. This is disrespectful and constitutes labor exploitation, as it demands more from employees while providing them
conclude.
with less. I urge you, everyone, to be innovative and give us a COLA greater than 2%. Thank you.
All right, next up is Dennis Sullivan, Holly Clyderton, Ann Arnold, and Joy Ryder Simpson.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dennis Sullivan. I've been a coach in Anne Arundel County for 24 years, and I'm here again to bang the drum of coaching pay in Anne Arundel County. Over the last 20 years, there has been minimal movement on the pay scales in coaching pay. Our union has put forth about a 10% increase in pay, and that's the first thing that we asked for. I strongly believe that it's should be more in the area of 20 to 30% to make it adjusted for inflation over the last 20 years, considering a first-time coach that started in 20 years ago only has seen an increase in pay of over just $600 over 25 years. But number two, and I think this is going to be really important, is that I do also strongly believe that teachers in the building that are coaches should get paid a stipend. We do way more than other coaches. We come to the rooms when the kids are acting up. We have to. We're like their babysitters half the time for all of our players. Number three, and this is an issue that I think that people don't really understand very well. There are certain sports in Anne Arundel County that require way more work. The two that require way more work is wrestling and cheerleading. If we blue sheet those people for their tournament days, it will make it so that the compensation would be pretty good for us. And the last one, and this one's I'm gonna really harp on, playoff performance bonuses. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of state champions in here in Anne Arundel County. I'll give you an example. Broadneck Volleyball, a wonderful team that beat Severna Park, which I was not very happy about, went 3
Please
weeks,
conclude.
and Coach Tracy did not get a single dime. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you could help out the coaches, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is Holly, Ann, and then Joy.
Good evening, President Dent, Dr. Bedell, and board members. My name is Holly Kleiderlein. I'm an elementary school counselor and a national board certified teacher since 2006. Thank you for your unanimous vote to include the salary enhancement for school counselor MBCTs in the budget last year. I ask that you continue your support by including maintenance of certification MOC funds in this budget if it's not already included. There are 4 school counselor MBCTs this applies to for a total of $32,000. If you're wondering how MOC makes a difference to our students and our county, you might want to talk to Danielle Crankfield, the National School Counselor of the Year. Her work in removing the barriers to AP classes for students of color was part of one professional growth experience for MOC. Her students' resulting success was included in her application for School Counselor of the Year. It's only right that she and the other MOC school counselors receive the same benefit as their NBCT colleagues. I also ask that you support Dr. Bedell's request for additional school counselor positions. There are still elementary schools with a single school counselor to over 600 students who have no learning lab, no social worker, no behavior interventionist, and an itinerant part-time school psychologist. The board has recognized the need for proactive mental health support, and adding the positions included in Dr. Bedell's budget will continue to narrow that gap. I appreciate the difficulty of the task ahead of you. I wish you luck, and I hope for your continued support. Thank you.
Ann Arnold.
Good evening, board members. I'm speaking tonight as both an AACPS employee and an AACPS parent. This is my 17th year working in public schools. I am a huge believer in public education and its capacity to transform lives, and I have dedicated my whole professional life to this calling. At a time when it is not easy and the challenges that we are meeting with our students seem to grow every day. Every year, I watch as my colleagues around me leave the profession because it has become financially unsustainable. So in keeping with my colleagues, I urge you to consider more than that 2% cost of living increase in the fiscal year 27 budget. As one example, I have my third child just right here. I gave birth to him this spring. In preparation, I did a quick calculation before speaking tonight, and since my daughter started at that same daycare 6 years ago, the cost has risen 37%. So if we are going to keep up with those rising costs, I think we are going to need more funding. I also speak tonight as a resident of District 7. I want to echo what everyone is saying about the need for an updated facility at Southern High School. When my husband and I got married in 2017, we were living in Texas, and we moved back to Southern Anne Arundel County because he said there is nowhere else in the world like that place. And he was shocked to find out that the Southern High School that our children will attend is actually the same building that he graduated from in 2003, and even the generation before graduated from, considering that that building was constructed in 1968. So it really needs, as others have said, major renovations, and I really urge you to allocate that funding over the next several years. Thank you.
Thank you. Joy Reed Simpson.
Hi, Joy Ryder Simpson, Annapolis High School teacher and a member of the Board of Directors for TAC. I'm speaking as an individual tonight. First, I would like to thank Dr. Bedell for proposing in his budget the extra staffing positions, the 82.2 SPED positions, the 10 ELD positions, the 2 school counselor positions, the social worker, the 1 social worker, 1 school psych, 1 PPW, partridge and pear tree, no, just joking. And the hourly pay increase for TSAs. We do appreciate that. But I have to tell you, Dr. Bedell, I felt unwell when I saw the 2% increase suggestion for teacher compensation. And let me explain why. I teach English, so this gets a little complicated in my brain, but I will math for you. A teacher on step 18 with a doctorate degree in 2020-2021 school year made $88,099. In 25-26, a teacher on that same step with a doctorate made $104,065. That sounds pretty good. That's an 18.12% increase. Here's the problem, Dr. Bedell and members of the board. Inflation has increased 25.1% according to the Brookings report of July of 2025 since 2020. And in Maryland, it's even worse, which means that teachers are 7% underwater since 2020. Our purchase power, we are drowning. We are not able to make the same commitments that we were 5 years ago, 6 years ago. We need more, and 2% is insulting. And if you look at the Fed's COLA suggestion for Social Security, they're suggesting minimally 2.6%. And CPI, the Consumer Pricing Index, says that inflation will minimally increase for 2026, 3%. You are telling us that we now have to pay for the privilege of maintaining our lifestyle and our position. Please don't do that to teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes tonight's speakers. The next meeting is on January 14th here in this building. If there's anyone that has any information or did not complete their speech this afternoon or their testimony, please either email it or you can give it to Ms. Howe. Thank you.